Good evening. How's everyone doing? Well, I hope. Good to see you. It's about 7 o'clock on Tuesday evening, the 16th of May. And as you can see, we made some changes. I dug down. Wanted to give myself some space to work in. Lit it up. I ran out of grass, put down some dirt. Grass won't grow on this dirt yet because the light's too dim. I'll show you. Well, let's see what's going on. Well, it was working last night. I don't know. Oh, you know what? I have my HUD off. There we go. Yeah, any spot that's got a light level below 9, grass won't spread. So when we get to right here, it's having a hard time. But we'll increase the light level and stuff. You might be wondering, hey, Captain, you said you were going to put mud down here. You tested the flowers going through the mud and they can be planted there and everything. Yep, you're right. I did say that. But as I was digging down in anticipation of putting all the mud blocks down and wondering, am I going to have enough? A thought suddenly occurred to me. And that was this. You can place flowers on mud, and you can harvest flowers with a hopper through mud, but you can't bone meal mud. It wouldn't work. So we went back to grass. But that's okay. The video, or not video, but the design that I'm kind of modifying to work here, I still don't know if it'll work on this big of a scale. We might have to split it into a couple parts. But I watched that again today, and I think it'll work. We'll see. That would be a Zoom Avoid Season 7 flower farm. His was maybe like a little less than half as wide as this, and certainly not as long. Maybe from like here to over there, and then where the dirt kind of stops to that wall. That his probably would have fit in that area. So this one's a little more ambitious, but I think the principles that he demonstrated should work on this scale. And I have built his flower farm before at a smaller scale. Sort of. I say built it, I used Lightmatica. I don't feel like that's really building as much as it is plugging in pieces where you're told to. Also, I ran into a bunch of copper, and I thought, well, maybe it'll look neat on the wall. And then I thought maybe it'll look neat as a flower pattern. And then I thought that doesn't really look like a flower at all. I should get back to digging. So I did. What I have to do next is I gotta dig under this to fit some of the mechanisms to bone meal the ground. And I want to help the grass along a little bit. Not that it has to be grass, it'll just look nicer if it is. But I'm not gonna do all that necessarily right now. There, that should help. We'll put one more torch over here, I think. Maybe some more over there as well. That there. As you can see, I am in a spot where I probably should go mend our pickaxe and shovel. Shovel's got a bit more left in it, I think, but the pickaxe has had it. We're down to less than 10%. Less than 5%, just about. So we'll go mend that real quick. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back here and we are going to confirm, just to make sure, the flower distribution. Make sure we're getting everything we want. Which, as we have said before, should be in this corner, should be the blue orchids, then lilies of the valley, orange tulips, red tulips, white tulips, I don't remember what was right here, but something. Then we've got cornflower. It might have been the oxeye daisy and the pink tulips. And then the azure thingies and the allium. Yeah, I think that's everything. And actually, we might also get some poppies and some daisies, not oxeye daisies, regular daisies. These are oxeye daisies. The daisies I'm talking about are those yellow ones over there. Because our flower farm actually encompasses where 3 biomes meet. So yeah, these are poppies, these are daisies. And again, none of my flowers are vanilla. I have a data pack. I saw Joel Duggan using it, and I rather liked it. I mean, the flowers in Minecraft look nice enough, but these really pop. I can't remember the name of the data pack. However, we can look. Better Flowers by Inris. Yeah, that's the one. Okay. So let's go and mend our pickaxe. That shouldn't take long. Now that we have this nether portal connecting us to everything else. Oops. I wonder if that's what lost time feels like. It's the way that looked right there. All right, we're this way. And let's put that in our offhand. Check the head situation. Yep, we got a head. We definitely want that. Okay. Let's mend our gear. How's the rest of our gear doing? Not too bad. I also had a few thoughts today regarding our ocean monument and how I think it should look and function. That's something that's been originally was going to be my home. Then I decided it's temporary home. And I thought I'd leave it the way it is and just, you know, use it for storage. Didn't really know what to do with it because I don't want it to look a certain way if it's right there at the hub of all of our activity in the overworld. But today, I finally had an idea that I like. I'm not going to tell you what it is, I'm just telling you that I finally have an idea, which is better than the absence of one. Let's swap out for our shovel now. Anyway, it's a pretty cool idea. I rather like it. It's not sort of a, I'll think about it. It's a, yeah, I'm gonna do it unless something really, really cool pops in my head that overrides it, but I don't think there will be anything like that. We'll get to it. I'm definitely gonna do it. Unless something changes. Definitely, maybe. Probably. Man, that was really disorienting. Alright, we are all healed up on the gear. Let's check for heads again. Oh, we're not even in the... That was more disoriented than I thought. Well, let's help it along a little bit. Oh, there's a head. Couple more heads. Oops. I mean, we did kill a lot of them. Made it almost all the way around. That's exciting. Those hoppers are chock full of heady goodness, as they say. Alright. We'll call that on the head. Double check. Yep, here looks good. Let's go check the eggs while we're here. Because we still need a lot more eggs. turn into wither roses. All right, we're down here now. No eggs. How are we doing over here? Okay, well, I think since every time we summon the wither, like, the chickens down here don't die or turn into wither roses, but it might be because they're too close. Because these always do, so I think we're gonna have to stop relying on these chickens because I don't feel like worrying about chickens up there. And we'll just rely on the chickens in the overworld. We'll just make it a point to bring eggs with us when we come to the end, because, I mean, that's what you do, right? You go to the end, you bring some eggs. Yeah, of course. I don't even know where my spawn point is. Oh, wonderful. It's where I hoped it would be. Couldn't remember if I last slept here or in the monument. I stayed on for a couple hours after the stream last night. That's how I finished all of it. Well, hey, buddy. Oops. Oh, and a wandering trader came by, and I got Etho's head, Jevon's head. Oh, and a zombie butcher came by, and I got Hypno's head as well, and a llama. So that was fun. Anyway, we filled these guys all up with all the digging we did. Oh, look, it's a bunch of pillagers. Okay, let's take care of these guys. You're dead. Or you will be. Well, I can't shoot you if you stand right under me, guys. Come on now. Alright, you're dead. You're dead. Or you will be in a second. Okay. Well, I'm trying to get them to shoot each other instead of me. There. See, the thing is, I don't want to kill him. Because if I do, I'll get a status effect called Bad Omen, which will trigger a raid if I get anywhere near our villagers. You know what? You can keep that too. I don't like crossbows. So if I put him down here, he can't get out and he'll eventually despawn. And I don't have to worry about accidentally triggering a raid because that could destroy a lot of things. I could get rid of it by drinking milk, but I don't have any milk candy. And that's like the third raid party I've seen since I've been over here. You can tell not to kill him because he's got the banner there. He's known as the raid captain, I believe, is what he's called. You can kill the rest, but if you kill him, you get the Bad Omen effect, and then you gotta deal with raids if you get near villagers, which will bring in another wave of those guys, and then another wave that includes like those guys and some witches, and then another wave that includes those guys and these giant things called Ravagers. They look kind of like a giant bull, and they can break blocks. even player placed blocks so they could break our stuff. They could, and they also try to kill villagers, and I don't want to level all those villagers again. Finding all those trades. No, thank you. Now we could go to a different village where it's not a village we don't care about and do a raid there. Another wave will come with these things called Vindicators. And then variants of those guys, like one who'll carry an axe. His known as Johnny, as in, you know, here's Johnny from The Shining, or Johnny Carson. Then there's also evokers, and they summon these things called vexes, and I think Vindicators like bring spikes out of the ground. I mean, it's a challenge. It's not one that I would have much difficulty with, but again, you risk your villagers dying, and I don't want that. So we'll trigger raids purposefully, in a very targeted sense. Not where we live, though. So let's see how the flowers are scattered about. I think we can do a little better than that. There's supposed to be alliums over this way as well, I thought. This is why we're checking. Maybe the alliums are more like right about here. Yeah, I saw them right here, right? And I didn't plant these. And height doesn't matter. Where am I? 1642 and 1681. Yeah, right here should all be allium. Or alums, or... Something wonky's going on. Height's not supposed to matter unless that changed in 1.19. Okay, let's not get fixated on that spot. Maybe we'll get alums, whatever they're called, in another spot. Okay, we're in Windswept Hills. Now we're back in the flower forest. Yeah, definitely not getting there what we're getting above. I don't know what the deal with that is. Well, another option we have, instead of making one giant flower farm, which is what I was hoping to do, we can make a few smaller ones. Okay, now we got the cornflower. That's good. So the poppies. Orchids, very good. We wanted that. I'm a little annoyed about that one flower missing. That's why I extended it so far over there. They're just not appearing anyway. And see, there's not gonna be a guarantee of a flower, but the flowers, when they do come up, they're like, this spot will always be an orange tulip, but there's a chance it could be grass instead. But if there is a flower, the type of flower will always be the same. I'm gonna try a little bit more over here. I mean, even if it's just a few, that'll still be better than none. Okay. Okay, I have confirmed this spot. There should be that is bizarre. It's not supposed to function that way. Huh. Like everything else is the same, so why are those different? This is gonna have to, this is gonna require some more research, I guess. But we can mow down some of this taller grass, and then we'll have a, we can just sort of look across and have a better view of the distribution, which I want to do because I'm curious as to what it is, and also because I think it'll look cool. We'll also get a bunch of wheat seeds, which we can use to compost and get more bone meal. Well, if I cleaned out my inventory, we would. I don't think I have anywhere to put any of it, though. I think all my shulker boxes over here are pretty full. We'll get a pretty good view from up here, too. Let's sleep, though. So yeah, we've got a good distribution. We're just missing that one flower for some reason. It's blooming up there, but not down there. And I don't understand why, because height's not supposed to matter. I should be able to build it way up there or way down here and get the same result. Oh, I did have more grass. Well, I'm not going to proceed with constructing this further until I solve this mystery of that one flower, because I do need that flower. That's the whole point of this, is to get all of the colors. But if I have to, I will flatten out another spot nearby or find another flower forest entirely. Just, I picked this one because it's next to a swamp, so I could, you know, get the corner with the blue orchids. Which that worked out fine. Didn't mean to put down these torches. So I guess I can, now that I have all this down here, I can kind of explain how it's going to work. now that we have the visual aid of it actually being covered in flowers. As I demonstrated the other night, there will be dispensers under the grass, pointed into the grass, and they will be filled with bone meal. And they will be triggered at certain intervals. And then a mechanism called a flying machine, which I'll have to build. Oh, I put these down because of the dirt, that's right. Well, looks like we're good on the dirt now. Anyway, a mechanism called a flying machine will be triggered. Now, it won't actually be flying, it will be going across the ground, but you don't have to have it across the ground. In fact, it's typically not. And it will go from this side all the way over to that side. And what it will do, it will push the flowers. It will essentially knock them off the block and then push them all the way across into a collection area where we will then sort them. And then the flying machine will, upon reaching the side and depositing all of the flowers into the collection system, will trigger a thing that makes it turn around, makes all the dispensers trigger again, and then it goes back the other way and sends the flowers into a collection system on that side. So then we'll connect the two collection systems into one. We'll sort everything. We'll figure out what in the world is going on with this spot right here. That makes me wonder another thing that I want to check. But yeah, hopefully that makes sense as to what's going on down here and why I'm doing it this way. And of course, it'll take a lot of bone meal. And there is actually a bone meal farm we will make. I'll probably just dig it right into the wall here and then have it feed into all the dispensers. It's very efficient. It actually produces so much bone meal that the bone meal farm itself requires bone meal to run, but it produces more than is needed to run it. So it can fuel not only all of this, but it can fuel itself. It's a perpetual motion machine, which is supposed to be impossible, but this is Minecraft where anything is possible. Except apparently alliums growing right in that corner like they were supposed to. Yeah, alliums. What I'm curious about though, let me flip this. I don't want that. Where did that hole go? I had a hole. Was it right here? Okay. I need grass though. Oh, that's a different hole. That was my hole to mark out the corner. It doesn't matter. I need grass for the store. We're going to test something. We're going to learn together. Oh, if you're wondering what I'm doing there, I'll show you here. Normally you can't get through gaps like that, but you can fly through them. So that's what I'm doing. Grass. Oh, it's so frustrating to be so close. But what I'm going to test is, does height matter? Because I know that it used to not. And all the videos I watched specifically said height doesn't matter. Although, that was 1.16 and we're at 1.19 now. So it could have changed. Okay, still... It's still red like a rose. Come on, give me a flower. Okay. Okay. Still red. Okay. It changed. It changed at Y70. But it's still not an allium. Allium. Whatever, man. Whatever it's called. Okay. We gotta get a flower here eventually, right? Okay. This is ridiculous. Okay, you guys remember this being... Okay, so at Y78 it changes. At Y70 it changes. Okay, well now I have to know... Wait, what was that one? Was it that high? Y78? Yeah. So... something happened at Y86? No. What about Y87? No. Okay. So if I make it at this height... But then what happens to the distribution of all these? I'm so curious now. I am tempted to fill this whole thing with grass and bone meal it all and see what happens. Oh yeah, I am good at landing in bed. I mean, we won't have the nice Frank Lloyd Wright going with the nature, and we've already like really dug this. I mean, we could terraform it down again and make it look like a thing, but that is bizarre though. I am super curious. I'm gonna have to do more research because this has clearly changed. Or it doesn't work as everyone assumed it did. But I saw in videos people specifically said it, the height does not matter. And in fact, one of them even built it really high in the sky so they could AFK in it without causing mobs, which would affect the mob cap because they were playing on a server with other people and they didn't want to, you know, mess it up for other people. I'm gonna look at something real quick. Hold on. All right, let's just Google this. Okay, the wiki says very little about them. It doesn't say anything about like height. Okay, this is not answering my question. I'm gonna look for one more thing. Okay, there's one other thing I will check. Well, that's what flowers really look like without the data pack. You can see, I mean, they're not bad, but you can see why I would use the data pack, the resource pack. What I'm wondering is the resource effect pack affecting what I'm getting or seeing? Well, I guess first we need this to be grass again. Okay, it's not the resource pack. So let's turn it back on. Okay, so clearly height does matter. So, despite having put several hours into this, I think it would be worthwhile to move it up there. Yeah, and that's fine. It's not a setback. We learned something that has clearly changed in the game. And we're still problem solving, which is what makes this game fun. At least that's what I enjoy about it. That and building. I love building. So I'm gonna need to fill that in. And that is something that I have no interest in streaming, and I would imagine no one has any interest in watching me stream. So I'm not gonna. And that way, everybody wins. What I'm doing here is I just want to, I want the grass to spread a little bit, and then I want to test. Okay, we're getting them now. See, we are getting them. So that's good. What I could do here is go down here and check out. Let's do it this way. It'll just be easier. Okay, we got these guys. And presumably they'll be up there too. We got all this. What I was checking to see is, are we going to hit everything? And maybe if I just cut it in half and didn't do over here. But we're going to miss out on the orchids. Because the orchids are in that corner and the aliens are in that corner. The only way around that is if we made it a little bit longer and got those aliens there and moved it over to here, which we could do. I might save some time. And then we'd still get all these things too. That might be worthwhile, making it narrower but longer. It'll be easier to set up that way. You know what we could do? I just had an idea, because as I was saying, the whole point of doing it the way I did it was to build it into the landscape. I thought that would be a cool idea. Well, we're not going to be able to do it, apparently. What if instead we built some sort of greenhouse structure, but then had a bunch of, you know, our flower farm on the roof? That might be fun. Of course, for that I need green dye for the green glass, and that's the one color we're not getting here. I need a cactus or a sea pickle farm for that. I need a sea pickle farm on a much larger scale than I've got right now. But yeah, I'm thinking we make it from there to over there, and it actually, this is the outer edge, and it goes over that way. Well, no, we're gonna miss out on the cornflower if we do it that way. I'll measure out exactly where it needs to be based upon the distribution in here, so this was still useful. And we'll still get everything we need. We're not gonna get daisies if I put it over there either. It's like each corner, that's why I put it this way, is each corner has something that nothing else has except that corner. 3 of my corners have flowers that aren't in the rest of the area. So maybe I do need to leave it here. Now up in the air though, now that I'm up here, I'm not underground or partially underground, it doesn't look as big. It looks much more, it's less of a imposing build to me. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about it though. Yeah. All right. Well, I think I'm going to call it there. Take our gear off, do our Mr. Rogers thing. But I do thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. We learned some stuff. We had some fun. We got to see all the pretty flowers down there. And yeah. So I am planning on being back on tomorrow. About the same time. I am not going to have time to fill this in, though, between now and then. More than likely. So I don't know what we'll do tomorrow. We'll see. Maybe we can also start a cactus farm, because we are going to need green dye as well. And lime dye. We can get both from cactus. One of them indirectly from cactus. But yeah. Alright. So, I thank you for watching. You've been wonderful. I've been Captain Incredulous, and I will catch you later.